Hello there, this is Derek Mithog with Voltaire Cycles Franchises, and this video is the overview to Shopify, which is our POS and e-commerce platform that we use to run our entire business. So I just wanted to take this moment to give you a quick introduction to Shopify, what it is and why we chose it. Back in 2014, there were a number of upstart, very inexpensive pay-by-month e-commerce platforms that were enabling independent or boutique retailers to set up shops online and not have to set up a store inside of an Amazon or an eBay. And what made Shopify stand out among these other also quite excellent e-commerce platforms was that Shopify had an open source programming, or what would you call it, an open source a framework from which independent app writers or developers could develop business apps that would integrate into the Shopify platform. So what you get is this framework, Shopify, which we're going to go into in a bit more depth. And then you get this gargantuan catalog of apps which are constantly being updated. Apps that handle doing your taxes, apps that do shipping, apps that optimize your photos, apps that do SEO, apps that automate responses to orders, apps that do messengers or chat boxes inside of Shopify. There's just a million types of apps, and I think that this really makes Shopify very appealing. But what I wanted to first go over is, what is Shopify? And a lot of people are now hearing about the company Shopify, but I'm kind of estimating that in the next 2 or 3 years, Shopify is going to be as big of a player as Amazon is. Maybe not that big, but it's going to be a household name. It's because it's become so universally popular. I'm finding every day more and more of our vendors and our manufacturers are switching over to Shopify, and I think that's great. And I can tell it's that they're using a Shopify website and e-commerce platform because of some of the automated features in Shopify. I just know that they've switched over. So what it is it's a website and it's an e-commerce platform, which means within the website you've got built in a let's just take you to the Pilot Shop Electric Spokes Company website. Within the platform itself, it's a website, but within the platform itself, it has an e-commerce platform, which allows you to list products here, product data, and then to essentially sell those products online. So they have an entire back end of a credit card processing system set up. And of course, it's all encrypted. And you don't have to use their credit card processing system. If I click this checkout button, I'm going to go through to the interface that is using a credit card platform. You can accept PayPal or Amazon or Google Pay or Apple Pay or any of those. You can even set up your account to accept Bitcoins. So it offers all of these features: a website, then of course this component, which is an e-commerce platform. I'm going to go back here, as well as on the back end, it offers a huge amount of control over your business, your financials, your monthly sales totals, taxes, tax filings, most importantly, inventory. And I was just going to boot up a little piece of that inventory management, which is really important, because if you have a brick and mortar store and you're selling products in that store, but you're also selling products online. If somebody buys something online, and then someone walks in the store that very same day and buys the product, you want to make sure that your system is managing that stock. So Shopify manages your inventory. And if you have multiple stores, more than one location, Shopify handles all of that. So you could set up multiple stores under the same Shopify account. And then manage inventory for each of those stores. So it can get very complex very quickly, but the big part of this is the value in having everything: your website, your inventory, your POS, which is your point of sale system. And the point of sale system is extremely important. A lot of people up until the 2010s, if they had a website, that was completely separated from their brick and mortar operation, right? They would have a website, or they call it an e-commerce site, and then they would have their brick and mortar. And usually at the end of the day, they would have to reconcile both of those accounts. Shopify, you don't have to do any of that. They have a very robust, let me show you the Shopify POS components here. They have a very robust POS system, which is integrated with their e-commerce platform, so that all the transaction data that you collect here at checkout from a customer that is buying a scooter or buying some riding gear, they are going to, that all that information is collected is automatically fed into your account behind the scenes on Shopify. So it's not only those people that are signing up for your newsletter or for your blog, or even come through Facebook, because Shopify is integrated with your business Facebook page. Any of that data, that's all centralized into a customer database, which you can segment, but also maximize your potential reach, because you can advertise exclusively to certain customers that have certain interest or have purchased certain products. And you can also follow up with customers that were in your store for, say, a test ride, and they didn't buy something, but because you have an app now in Shopify, and let me show you the apps, that collected their data when they had to fill out a liability form to do a test ride, you can follow up with that potential customer, either through an automated email reply or directly by phone call. So there are lots of features within the Shopify platform which allow you to optimize your business of a brick and mortar and an e-commerce center all into one. And I think that's the biggest benefit of Shopify, is that it's taking a brick and mortar retail operation and enabling that to compete on a e-commerce level playing field and doing it effectively. So you start out with deciding on a theme for your Shopify. There are lots of website themes out there, and most all of them today have some amount of ability to code into the Shopify system of doing things. Because Shopify is such a big platform now, most website developers will have a version of their website template available for Shopify. So we already have the platform that is going to be used for Voltaire cycle franchises, and that platform is called Focal, and it's a theme, but we set that up for you as a new franchisee. And you can see down here what it looks like on the mobile app and what it looks like on your desktop app. I think the last thing I wanted to say about Shopify is where the excitement really comes in as you open your shop and you start developing your customer database and you start reaching people through Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook, and some of the other media campaigns, is that you have this enormous resource here of Shopify apps. And if there is anything that, if I was trying to sell someone on the benefits of choosing Shopify over any of the other competing platforms, I would say just take a look at the Shopify App Store. There are so many unique apps. Many of them are free. Many of them have a very small subscription fee. But there are so many amazing apps in so many categories that, you know, you could spend literally months just reviewing some of these apps and what they do. And it would be impossible for you to add all of them and to benefit from all of them. There's a lot of duplicated or apps that are competing with each other. One of the big ones is shipping apps and shipping rates. But if you just take, let me look over here on marketing and then customer retention. So I'm going to take a look at a couple of apps here. All right, Privy, exit pop-ups and email. So somebody comes and visits your website and then they leave. Is there a way that you can entice them not to leave or to do some more shopping? So, you know, that's a pop-up there. Klaviyo is one of the big marketing platforms, and they have a bridge app that allows all the customers, if a customer comes to your shop, buys a product and takes it home with them, their information is automatically put into Klaviyo, which you then can configure with automations. Of course, the first thing is a thank you note directly from you, the owner. But then after that, you may want to follow up with a discount or something to entice them back into the shop. Especially if they've bought something expensive from you, you certainly want them to come back for that first tune-up or that first checkup. And that's also a time that they can then regroup and think of what accessories they might need. So you can really custom tailor with Klaviyo the aftermarket follow-ups based on products. So if somebody buys a bicycle and they didn't buy lights or a security chain, you might have a automatic email follow-up that offers them a discount for a specific type of lock. But then there are numbers of other things, and you've probably experienced some of this in your shopping online. Some of it you like, some of it you don't. You can pick and choose. Obviously, you don't want to clutter up your beautiful new website with a bunch of pop-ups and flashy chat boxes and things. And no one wants a poor experience. But having a really responsive website that's live and that people, when they're shopping, feel, oh, you know, this really looks like a cool shop. I'd like to go visit that shop. That's also very beneficial. So the more attractive your shop is in the brick and mortar form, and the more that you represent that in the e-commerce platform, you're going to find that success is really being given to those companies that are both fantastic online and fantastic in the flesh. And that's what customers are really searching for. They're searching for that experience that is authentic and true. The days of a website with, you know, no face and no brick and mortar location, those days I really believe are going to be left. Either Amazon's going to take it over or eBay. You know, the marketplaces, those big marketplaces out there, if you're going to buy cheap products, that's going to be the world. But our world is quality and providing that direct experience that customers are hungry for. So the Shopify platform is a way to get people into your website and into your shop, as well as to build out your customer base. And that's why we use Shopify. When we started out, Shopify was rated number 3. I chose Shopify because I thought that the app section of it was going to be a game changer. And boy, I had no idea what kind of game changer that was going to be. I was really attracted to the fact that there would be all of these app developers writing business apps and marketing apps for this platform. So when I got on board, I fully expected that end of it to really carry forth. But there's a few hiccups and a few things that took a while for Shopify to catch on to and update. But by far, it is the most competitive platform, I think, for entrepreneurs doing just what we're doing in the franchise world. So dive in. If you haven't already, you'll be getting your copy of the Voltaire Cycles website. And from there, you'll be able to log in, which is, of course, Shopify, and start running through the tutorials that follow this, this video. And welcome to Shopify. I'll talk to you later.